No, because why don't you believe in yourself? Like, that's a huge problem for me. And apparently it's a problem for you. It is a problem for you. I already started the cards. Why wait? I just was like, let me get straight into this. And then, oh my God. First of all, Six of Pentacles. Look at this card very specifically. The way that he's like touching his robe, to me feels like this weird sense of obsession about something. Like, you may have this belief that you have to do something in a certain way, like you have to be a certain way to accomplish this exact task. And while I was shuffling, I also heard, where there's smoke, there's fire. Very interesting. And I feel like spirit is like, I'm seeing like a dog, oh my God, like the hound dogs, like the basset hounds, like the sniffing, like the, like where there's smoke, there is fire. And I feel like spirit is like, I need you to close your eyes and close your ears and use your nose, or like whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? It's like, close your eyes, don't worry about anything else, use your ears to listen. Right? Like, I feel like spirit's like, you need to pay attention to these subtleties around you and in your environment, because things that do not seem important are actually major keys. Whatever. Anyways, they are major keys to you getting the thing that you want, to you unlocking a door. And they're showing me like this wooden door. It's this like rounded arch, like wooden door, and it's kind of more like shorter and wider, and it has these lines on it, and then I'm seeing like a lot of green around it. It's giving very like fantasy, kind of like Hobbit, Oh my God. Oh my God. I just heard, because you're living in a fantasy. So something that you want, it's not to say that you cannot have it. It's not to say that you cannot get there. However, I feel like what Spirit is saying is that the way that you're approaching it is a bit fantastical, and it's not really rooted in something that is like gonna bring you long-term success, right? It's not rooted in anything that makes sense. It's almost like when you're like, I'm gonna start this business, but you have no idea how to like register it or whatnot. You have no idea how to start maybe making content, or how you start like selling it, or how do I do taxes. Like, that's what it is like. And I feel like you have this almost like, what I'm feeling is like the words cannot come out fast enough. What I'm feeling is like you have this almost like inner child approach. I feel like something may have happened to you just like in your childhood. What I'm feeling is like something traumatic could have happened around the age of 6, very specifically 6 or 7, but I'm more so feeling the age of 6. Like, something happened, and when you experience trauma, for those of you who don't know, you can sometimes feel like stunted emotionally in that area of your life, right? Like, so in that age, so you can sometimes still revert back to ways of handling a situation, the way you handle your emotions, the way that you process your emotions or whatever, in this way of a child, right? Like, you get stuck there around certain themes, which may be confidence or self-esteem or like anything like that. Like, when it comes to those things, you might genuinely feel like, when this comes up, I don't know how to act. When this comes up, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm hearing freeze mode. Like, you just go off. You go freeze mode. And some of you, I'm also hearing, might be living in functional freeze mode and not understanding what's going on. Like, you are not just, it's not just a matter of like, I'm sad or I'm depressed. Like, no, you're in functional freeze mode. It's like, not to freak you out or worry you, but it is a little bit worse than that, babe, okay? It is a little bit worse than that. Your functional freeze looks like doom scrolling 24/7, like never getting off your phone, spending a majority of your time on a screen because you're getting that instant dopamine hit every single time, right? So spending a lot of time on your screen, or you're trying to escape. Like, that escapism to me is often intertwined with a functional freeze mode, because it's like you can't really do anything else other than just like busy your time, busy your mind. Like, you know what I mean? You're not doing anything. You're just laying in bed all day long. Like, when you get home, maybe you just sit there, you do nothing. Like, you're silent, still, like no movement. Okay, so I feel like that just went on a different route than I thought it was going to, but this really does circle all the way back around to what you believe is possible. And again, I'm not saying it's bad as a Pisces rising, I get it. to have this like fantastical approach to something, because it is what gives the beauty to whatever your business is or whatever your goal is, whatever your dream is, right? Your inner child like joy is what brings you like clients, or it brings you customers or sales or whatever. Like there's so much beauty in that. You are somebody who, when people look at you, they're like, your energy is so cute, like you're so cute, oh my god, I love you, I love your vibe, I love what you're about. Like you bring that type of energy to people where they're like, I just want to be friends with you, like you're so cute, you're so this. That's the vibe that I get, right? I'm also seeing dolphins, low battery, which to me is very much like inner child joy, and also like it's play as well. Like bring your sense of play to the table, right? And don't be so like boxed in on something. I feel like there is, again, that door, it's giving very fantasy, right? But the thing for me is that they're showing me the door, but it's closed, it's not open. Okay, and all the green growing around it makes me feel like it's not often a door that is opened. And I feel like that's just like kind of saying something to me. Is like, the fantasy, keep that in check. Pisces, right? We have the full moon, we have the eclipse in Pisces. Keep that in check. But at the same time, also, I do feel this sense of like, you're putting too much pressure on yourself. And that could be why, that's why I feel like maybe you're not opening the door. It's like you've built it so much up, like in your brain, in your head, you've built it up so much, you get to that door and you're like, behind that door it's gonna be so cool, and it's gonna be so great, and it's gonna be, again, fantastical and amazing and beautiful, whatever, right? It's gonna be all of these things, and then it's like that sense of, okay, aren't you gonna open it? Are you gonna open it? Are you gonna open it? And you're just standing there, stuck in place. Oh my god, right, the functional freeze. You're stuck standing there. And it's like you have this thing in your brain, and I feel like there's some sort of connection with like not wanting to be let down, not wanting to be disappointed. If I do that, if I open this door, I might be disappointed by what's on the other side. I might not see what's on the other side, and then it's going to discourage me. It's going to hurt. I'm not going to want to do it. It's going to ruin the view that I have of something. And I think that's where we come back to that kind of trauma, like what I'm hearing is like landscape of the mind, right? Being stuck emotionally at that younger age is like, just because it's not exactly the way that you thought that it would be doesn't mean that it doesn't have value. It still has value, but what is that value? Because that value might be different from what 6-year-old you wanted, right? Like maybe 6-year-old you was like, yeah, I want to live in this little hobbit house and have, you know, breakfast and second breakfast and lunch and early dinner. And like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why I'm making so many Lord of the Rings references. That could be important for one of you, or like confirmation. Oh, that's so funny. I love those movies too, but like, that's what it's giving. It's like very like hobbity, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I want to live this carefree hobbit lifestyle, but it's almost like what I'm hearing is like the crushing pressure of reality, of like being an adult, right? Of having to grow up. So pause on all of that, because I feel like now it's finally kind of coming down. 6 of Pentacles, again, going back to the way that he's holding this dude's robe, is giving the sense of like, it's idolizing something, or thinking that like, oh, this is like almost like, yes, anything you say, sire, like, yes, absolutely. Like, it's like you're bowing to what I feel like is something imaginary, okay? And again, I get it, Pisces rising, fantastical, I get it, right? The fantasy. But I feel like you are giving something else or someone else way more power. I feel like I have to yell this. Way more power than they deserve, or than it deserves. You do not need to put something up on a pedestal. It's not helping you. It's not helping you. Things may not look the way that you want them to, but it doesn't mean they're not valuable. It doesn't mean they're not important. It doesn't mean there's nothing there, just because it doesn't look the way that you built it up in your mind. And you have to let go of that, because until you do, you will always feel as though you are falling short. You are falling short. Knight of Wands. You need to build that confidence, because you are the King of Swords. You already know where you're going, what you want, and how to do it. And no matter how many people you ask for answers or for advice, it doesn't matter. You already have the answer. Now you just have to move and go do something about it. I love you.